अच्छा जी, बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. Let's begin with the research method. In this course, we will be learning about the research in detail. That what is research and how you can execute the research, what are the types of research, what kind of research can be done on what problem. Okay, so I will be teaching you in detail the business research method. Okay, so our focus would be specifically on the business part. When we talk about the business part, we categorically say that everything which is related to business. Recently I came across a thesis. Today I conducted Viva. So what happened, many groups came with the topics which were not related with the business at all. So I questioned them first that tell me what is the link of this topic with the degree you are completing. Is there any link? So they said no, there is no link. When there is no link, then there is no business research. So business research is the one which is related to business, its profitability, its customers, its employees, its organization, got it? Its products, its services. So everything related to business we are going to talk about. So this is the first chapter of Uma Sakran, Roger Bogie. Our textbook is Research Methods and Skills. Writer is Uma Sakran and Roger Bogie. These are the two writers of this book. I hope many of you have already bought the book. So those who do not have the book right now, they can access through the file server, plus they can get that particular file for their home reading purpose. Okay, let's begin again with the chapter number 1. Few important concepts I would like to go through in a detail. So I just need your focus and concentration. What is research? We discussed about the process of finding solutions to a problem. So easily this idea must be understood by everyone easily, that is, research is finding solution of a problem. Keep writing the important points please, because these are coming in your quizzes. I already told you that I will be conducting multiple quizzes, and tomorrow I will be conducting your quiz in the same class at different timings. At 3 o'clock I will be conducting a quiz of chapter number 1. Chapter number 1, Introduction to Research, and that would be of 10 marks. So take it serious, take it, and do not miss. Especially if any one of your friend is not over here right now, let them know. Okay? Let him know that there is quiz tomorrow and it is of 10 marks. Okay, so first we are talking about the definition of a research, that is finding solution to a problem. When there is no problem, there is no research. When there is no problem, there is no research. Interestingly, after a thorough study and analysis of these situational factors, when you talk about the situational factors, the factors which is basically leading towards the problem, situational factors which is leading to the problem. The problem can be employee turnover. The problem can be the loyalty of customer is a problem. Repetitive sales is a problem, that there is a reduction in repetitive sales. Repeat sales is a problem. Okay, brand loyalty is a problem. Customers are not loyal to your brand is a problem. ठीक है, employees are not engaging is a problem. So there can be multiple problems. So we will be learning through this course, inshallah, you will be learning how to identify a problem. Understanding problem is very, very important and critical. You can never find a solution until you find a problem. You can never find a solution until you find a problem. It's a diagnostic kind of thing. If any doctor cannot diagnose the exact disease you are having, God forbid, so what will happen? Can he give you a medicine, the right medicine? No, he cannot. He can give you a generic medicine, but not specific. The specific medicine can only solve your problem. But for that, doctor need to investigate the real cause of the problem. So over here, we will be working on the cause of the problem, the root cause of the problem, so that our resources which are spent on the research are not wasted. So this is important, that we cannot waste our resources spending on research. Research requires a lot of resources, time, money, okay, time, money and other cost. ठीक है? Consultancy, you require consultancy many times. So everything you acquire can be waste if you do not know the exact problem. So problem is a very important one. Thorough study, when we say thorough study, it means not a superficial one. It has to be a detailed one. If it is detailed, then only it can lead you to the solution of the problem. Only. Analysis is important, since we are about to talk about the scientific research. Scientific research requires analysis of the data. The data is involved. When we talk about the scientific research, the thorough and the data is involved. With the situational factors. The situational factors are the factors which are causing that. For example, employee engagement is a problem. So employee ownership can be a situational factor. Employee motivation can be a situational factor. Okay. If customers are not loyal, then product quality can be a situational factor. Product price can be situational factors. Getting my point? This definition is very, very important. You need to understand that what is research in the comprehensively. This is a very important point. Acha, when we talk about the thorough and the analysis, detailed, rigorous, we talked about the scientific research. And you see, if it leads to a workplace problem, so it means if the problem is a workplace, then it is a business research. It is a business research. So I gave you all the example of the business research. So any research can be business when it is solving a business problem. ठीक है? पहली चीज़, first thing. Second thing, if it is thorough, detailed, rigorous, data involved, and other things which we will be studying, it is a scientific research. So here we discussed the business research and the scientific research. Not every research can be scientific research, but the research which are thorough, detailed, ठीक है, and involve data objectively you are measuring, then it is a scientific research.
So scientific research needs to be thorough and detailed.
Yes. If it is not thorough, it is not detailed, then it can never be a scientific research. The other factors also involved, which we will be discussing after a while. Okay, when we talk about the decision making in any of the company, office, wherever you work or wherever you will work, you will see the decision making is involved, and decision making require the intuition. Your intuition means your gut feeling, what you think could be the solution of the problem. So intuition can help you out, experience can help you out, expert advice and data analysis can help you out. In addition to that, you can have the experience and the expert advice together. You can have the experience and the expert advice together. So either you can go individually, separately, or you can have the two things together, like experience and expert advice. Yeah, data analysis and expert advice. Okay, got it? So decision making, you are very lucky that you are studying research, because research makes you a objective thinker and you become better in decision making. So decision making can be better with learning of a research. Okay, so you see, the researcher go with the data analysis, okay, with the experience and with the expert advice. Without these three things, your decision can be backfire. You can have a great loss. In fact, you can lose your job if you do not go that way. So very important that you go in a objective manner. You can always show the document of yours that this is my thorough detailed analysis. On this analysis I took a decision and unfortunately it did not work. Unfortunately. So no one can penalize you on that. So, bhai, what have you done? No. I have done with the analysis, proper analysis. With the experience of mine, I did that. So you have a document, and with the document you can minimize the risk. So every manager has to take the decision. This is responsibility, but they are accountable as well. So for the better accountability, you can use the data analysis. So data analysis can only be used by the researcher, not by everyone. The one who understands the data. For example, if you are hired by the company, you do nothing in the beginning of the time of your time. You do nothing. Up till 6 months, you do not take any big decision, any decision which can impact people. Why? Because you do not have any data. You cannot measure your decision. You cannot minimize the risk of yours. So you can only minimize the risk of yours when you have the data. So what happens, what the shrewd people or the experienced people do, they do not take any big decision. They only observe, they learn, they collect the data, and after a proper analysis, they go, after 6 months or so, they take a decision. So that they can better accountable. They can be answerable. Okay? So this is very important. I just gave you advice that whenever you join any company, you do not take the big decisions. Instead, you gather the data and you observe, you learn. Now after some time, you take the decision. Okay? Any questions so far? So you see, these are the decision making questions for managers. Okay, do manager exactly understand the problem? Yeah, this is a very, very important part. Do you understand where problem lies? Where the exact problem? What happened once, you might have heard this story before. There was a dog inside the well, but no one knew. So people start complaining that there is a smell in the water. There is a smell in the water. So the one who was a knowledgeable person, the people went to him, asked how we can get away with this smell in the water. He said, waste the water as much as you can so that it can be cleaned. So people started taking out the water out of the well. Started taking out water out of the well. After days of wasting water, the smell was still there. Smell was, why? Bilkul, because there is a dead body of a dog inside the water. So you need to identify the problem. If you do not identify the problem, you waste your resources. Likewise, manager must know where the problem lies. Where the problem lies. Do they correctly recognize the relevant factors in the situation? Is manager able to figure out what are the situational factors? For example, you are in the aeronautical industry, you are in the airline industry. So does manager understand the factors which are leading to the customer aggression, customer response. So are you able to understand the situational factor? If yes, then you can able to solve the problem. Very important. If you do not, if you are new in the industry, so what you have to do, you have to read the literature, read the past studies, read the past solution of the problem. After studying this course, you will be able to read the research thoroughly. You can easily figure out okay, what are the situational factors against any problem. So either you know with your experience, or you study with the literature, or you ask any expert okay, what can be the situational factors. Okay? Do they know what types of information are to be gathered? Very important. Information gathering and kind of information and how to make use of information. What kind of information they require so that they come to the conclusion, so they can solve the problem. But how can they solve the problem? By identifying what kind of information they require, so that they analyze it and come to the conclusion. Okay? And then interpret the result. Is manager able to interpret the result? Yes, then only he can solve the problem. For example, there can be multiple factors who are leading to the customer non-repeat purchase. Customer is not purchasing repetitively. There can be multiple reasons. Okay? So after analyzing the data, you would get to know that there are few factors which are very, very important, and there are other factors which are not that important. So according to that, the manager has to pick and choose what are the factors through which he can improve the problem situation. He can improve the existing problem. Okay? Ji.
How can you collect the data that he's going to make a decision regarding?
Very good question. How he can collect the data? There are multiple ways to collect the data. Depend upon the problem. If it is an initial kind of problem, if the data is not available of the problem, then he needs to dig down in detail. Okay? For example, he has to conduct the interviews, detailed interviews. And with the interviews, he would get to know where the problem lies. What are the situational factors? What are the situational factors?
But how can you conduct interviews with customers?
No, not with customer. Depend upon the problem. For example, if you talk about the customer loyalty or the customer disloyalty, customer non-repeat purchase, so then obviously go with the customer. If you talk about the organization issues, then you conduct interviews with the organization people. Depend upon the problem. Okay? Clear? So these are the things. The managers know each and everything so that he can work at his best with the research abilities. Otherwise, he cannot. So by learning the research method very well, you will be able to do all this. When you will be able to do all this, then only you can find the solution of any problem. Any problem. I say any problem. Okay, we already discussed about the business search. Okay, when I was talking about the main research definition. So business research is not much different with the scientific research, but it is in the work setting. It is in the work setting. Okay, it has to be in the work setting, and systematic, organized. Since it is a scientific, so it has to be systematic. Systematic. What does systematic mean? Any idea? Any idea what is systematic mean?
पैटर्न चल रहा है.
Very good.
पहले इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर करेंगे, उसके बाद डेटा कलेक्ट करा, उसके बाद फिर कॉन्क्लूजन.
Very good. Sequential, step by step, with the proper structure. Okay? So these are the systematic inquiry, systematic investigation, organized. Okay, let's talk about the applied versus basic research. So you see, applied and basic are the types of a research. Okay, so you see, the research is basically to solve a problem. So, but we need to understand the problem is in hand or is expected. If the problem is expected in the future, then it will be basic research. It will be basic research. It is not in hand. It is not in hand and in any work setting right now. But it will be a problem after some time. Maybe in years or in the later. But it is not right now the problem. Body of knowledge, it basically generates the body of knowledge. What do we mean by the body of knowledge? Body of knowledge is the concept in which we say that we already have the knowledge. Body means corpus of knowledge. The existing corpus, database of knowledge we have. So we increase that corpus, so that if anyone would like to know how the problem can be solved, what are the situational factors for any problem, so he can refer to the basic research. Got it? And how certain problems that occur in an organization can be solved. So how certain the problems which comes can be solved. So this is also done by the basic research. We also see there's a difference. Its aim is to expanding the knowledge of the existing research topics. Theoretical in nature. Theoretical means something which is not being implemented, but a concept. When we talk about the concept, it is called the theoretical format. Okay, it is not being implemented right away, but the concept is being built. The contextual factors are being discussed, situational factors are being discussed. Okay, so we find out all this in the basic research. So we focus on generating the theory. We develop the theory. There are multiple theories you would have known. For example, Maslow hierarchy of needs, you might have heard. This is all through the basic research. We talk about the theory of planned behavior. It's also from this kind of research. We talk about the other theory, attitude theory. We talk about the Pavlov's experiment. So it's also through the basic research. So there are multiple theories which you see nowadays, which we use in our research, is from the basic research. A solution can be generalized. Why? Because it is not specific to a particular organization. It is a basic research, the problem which may occur. So it is not for a particular organization. It is a general one. Focus on various contexts. It is generalized. Pay attention to internal validity. Internal validity, समझ लें, लिख भी लें. Internal validity is a concept in which we talk about the factors which is leading towards the problem. The variables which are affecting to the, or which are leading to the problem. The factors which are leading to the problem. Validity, internal validity, the factors which are leading to the problem. ठीक है? Okay. So over here we pay attention. We try to figure out all the factors. For example, just to make you understand, lecture, understanding the lecture, or you may say learning of students. Learning of a student is dependent with the lecture quality, with the class environment, with the infrastructure, with the group in which he spent time. So these all are the factors. These all are the factors. So in this kind of study, we try to incorporate as many factors as we can. We don't research on everyone, but we try to find out all the factors so that our internal validity is strong. We can confidently say that lecture quality or the student learning would be improved dramatically in a great manner when all the factors will be incorporated. When the lecture quality is good, when the infrastructure is there, when the student has a group, okay, when the student has the resources, then he will be learning very well. Okay? So this is what we discussed about the basic research. Any questions so far with the basic research? We are going to do the exercise of basic research. So I will be questioning you after a while. So it's good if you want to ask any question. Ji? Okay. Let's move ahead. Applied research. It solves the current problem, the problem in hand, faced by the manager in the work setting, demanding a timely solution. Timely solution. It is not after 4 years, after 10 years, in a 6 months, 1 year, 2 years or so. You need a solution for a problem in a particular time period. And you see applied research, practical application of scientific approaches to find solution. Practical approaches. Practical and descriptive, focus on testing the theory. Whatever theory we have found out in the basic research, we are going to test them. The solution is limited to a problem. The solution is limited to a particular problem. For example, Iqra University is conducting applied research. So the research is useful for the Iqra University only. Or any university which is greatly having the same kind of students, same kind of facility, same kind of teachers, everything, then it can only be used for other universities. Focus on specific context. Obviously, it is focus on the particular organization. And the last one is the pay attention to the external validity. Write it down. External validity. Applied research is pay attention to the external validity. So when we talk about the external validity, it means so that it can be implemented. It can be implemented to other organizations. We try to incorporate, we try to solve the problem in a way that it can solve the problem of a same kind of organizations. So we try for that, so that the resources can be utilized by other organizations. The outcome can be utilized by the other organization. For example, whatever output, research output we have found after solving the problem of Iqra University, it can be used by the other private university. By the other private university. Okay, let's work upon this. This is the problem. Let me read for you. Given the situations below, discuss with reasons whether they fall into the category of applied or basic. These are the two scenarios. You have to read them out, and you have to find out whether they are applied or basic. Scenario 1, reasons for absenteeism. A university professor wanted to analyze in depth the reasons for absenteeism of employees in organizations. Fortunately, a company within 20 miles of a campus employed her as a consultant to study that very issue. First problem. Second problem, scenario 2, effects of service recovery on customer satisfaction. A research scientist wants to investigate the question, what is the most effective way for an organization? A research scientist wants to investigate the question, what is the most effective way for an organization to recover from a service failure? ये पूरा complete यहाँ पर हो रहा है कि what is the most effective way for an organization to recover from a service failure? Her objective is to provide guidelines for establishing the project fit between the service failure and the service recovery that will generalize across a variety of service industry. So these are two situations. You have to solve them. This is also available in the book, okay, at the end of the chapter 1. So either you can find out from there or read from here. Okay.